as areas, VPs, and MVPs, and we will be back and be ready to pour into all of you the following week. So welcome to our last book club chapter in this book, which is still and will always be one of my favorites, Dare to Dream and Work to Win by Dr. Tom Barrett. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this as much as I have enjoyed introducing him to you. If this is the first time you've gotten to spend time with Dr. Barrett in this book and even in person when he was so gracious to join us and let us have time, hit some of his valuable time. But you guys, in this chapter, I mean, it's the end and he's telling us it's game time. He is a player and a coach, and so am I, and so are you. We are all in this business. We are playing in this business. We are doing this business to the best of our ability, and we are coaching others to do this business and life the way that we do life, to the best of our ability. And it is an always and ever will be evolving and growing process for us. But he says that after that, after he gets done with all of this, the ball is literally in the player's hands, and it's now up to the players to execute. It's their turn to get started, stay focused, play hard, and to make their desire for a win become a reality. And that is where he's basically saying, take the ball, you know what to do with it, now let's go do it. I mean, he's giving you all he has, and we all we have. And it is, you have all that you need to be able to go and build this business, because in this chapter, he talks about how success is deceptively simple. And so I have a question for all of you guys, since this book has been, good morning, everyone, has been teaching us to dare to dream and work to win and I would love for you all to type in the chats on our Facebook or in our Zoom, what is it that you have figured out about your dreams in this book? Because so many of these chapters that I have spent with you, my heart has been passionate about helping you all realize how much bigger we need to dream. How I feel like one of the biggest obstacles that we have in our journey through life, not just in this business, is that we don't dream big enough. We don't dream it big enough for my amazing, almighty, omnipotent God. I know for sure for my life and for me, and that it's a constant and daily challenge to set my mind straight, not given to the physical tired sometimes that you feel. You guys, I felt physically tired. And I will tell you personally, for me, before I got on this call, I ran to my Heavenly Father and I spent some time with him so that I could run on his strength and run this race that he has set before me with endurance. And it's why Galatians 6:9 is my life verse. Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the right time, I will reap the harvest that he has planned for my life. And we all have a harvest, you guys, planned for your life. But do you, wherever you get your source of energy and faith and strength, do you have the ability to tap into that and believe bigger for your life? That is what I hope this book has helped you realize and become aware of, and then start working to dream as big as your life was meant to be dreaming. So I want you guys to type in, what are your dreams? What have you gotten out of this? Please tell me there's been some growth in you and your mindset and your dreams from spending this time reading this book and learning from Dr. Barrett and spending time with us. Have they gotten bigger? And then also, you guys, are you more excited about life? Have you gotten more happy about life, or is life becoming a little more frustrated? Because I think both of those things can happen. I think sometimes you can be super excited and become hope-filled. That's what we hear. I just did a Nurse Discover this week, and everybody shared, like, when they heard and really got Arbonne in their life, they became hope-filled. And that can be exciting whenever you actually realize you have the ability to dream. You have the freedom to dream, and it can make you excited. And no matter how hard life is, you are so happy and focused on your dreams that you don't let the hard of life get you down. But sometimes, you guys, if we don't watch our head and we don't have good head control, sometimes having bigger dreams can feel more frustrating if you haven't developed your belief in this industry, that it is a vehicle that has been provided for you to be able to make those dreams come true. And you can sit there and feel, I have dreams, but I have no way of making them happen. Or I have dreams and I'm in this industry, but they're just not happening fast enough for me. Either one of those things can happen. And I want you guys to pay attention to where your head is and what you can do to move and grow in the right direction for your life to be able to truly live with the hope, the legitimate hope that it can be all that you dream of and even bigger than what you possibly can dream, because you have it all. Congratulations, he says. You finished what you started. And he says, just the act of continuing what you have begun has put you at the finish line. That's what we're doing in this business. People come into this business because they have a dream. It's been tickled a little bit, maybe even woken up like a sleeping giant. But you are here, and now stay here. Stay until the finish line, which for me will be when I slide into heaven sideways with my hair flying back, blissfully exhausted, and be able to, hear my Heavenly Father say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. I was faithful with everything that he gave me to run my life with down here on this earth. But you guys, you have finished. You have created the act of finishing, and you have the ability, if you are on this chapter with me, and you are in this book. He says, remember, the most surprising aspect of success in life is not how difficult and elusive it is how deceptively simple it is. Success is most frequently visits those who dare to dream and then take a series of small incremental steps every day in pursuit of their dreams. And that's what I want you guys to really realize. I say this all the time because I learned this early, and it has blown my mind. Even if you don't feel like you're as successful as you want to be yet, and who is, I was listening and studying for a leadership training that I'm doing, and they were like, what is success to you? What is enough? Like, what number, what title? But you guys, what is what success, whatever it is, when you look around at people in this business that have gotten successful, you go, okay, there's no way in the normal life that we are raised up and conditioned, so heavily conditioned to think and believe, there's no way that these people could be that successful. And it looks crazy to you, but what's crazy about it? Let me tell you what's crazy when you see people, maybe it's wrong, but they share their paychecks, and you know some of the numbers that these people have had in a short amount of time brought into their life. What's crazy is how deceptively simple this business is. In order for somebody to go from a broke college student to making more in a month than most people make in a year. That is crazy. Do you know why it's crazy? Because it was so simple for them to do that. They don't have anything extra special about them. They simply came into this business. They treated it as a business. They were excited. They believed, maybe with ignorance on fire in the beginning, but because they did and they took action, they turned it into something that started building their belief about what this industry and this company has the power to do. So it is deceptively simple. And I hope that you are realizing it's not as hard as we make it in our head. It is us in our head that makes it hard. So he says you're an entrepreneur if you have made it this far. And he says, Peter Drucker says that the best way to predict your future is to create it, you guys. Employees don't create their future. Entrepreneurs create their future. Entrepreneurs are the ones that help get their life in a position where they can live every single day how they want to live, because they are their boss. They may be the toughest boss they've ever had in their life, but they are their boss. And so that is where we have the ability to create the life, the business, the future, the family, everything that we want. We have the ability to create our future in all of those areas of our life. And he says, people break away from the vast majority of people who endlessly delay the pursuit of their dreams one day at a time. He says, separate yourself from those who make procrastination an art. Adopt that motto, procrastinate later, and put procrastination on procrastination. Act now. And realize that today is a gift and that you intend to use it and to shape your future with it. What are you going to do today for your business? What are you going to do today to create the future that you want? He says commitment is for some people always just around the corner. They never turn the corner to commitment. He says, but sometimes, and this is where I want you guys to ask yourself where you are in your head and in your business and in your activity. You're in this business, obviously, you're on this call, but where are you at in your activity with your business? Because he says, some people are like, oh, tomorrow I'm going to start doing this for my business. Oh, you're here. And he says, those people, he says, tell themselves that they will get started soon, he says they get to have their cake and eat it too. He says they have this momentary satisfaction of imagined future achievement while being able to avoid all the immediate work and effort that are necessary in the present. And he says, initially, this can seem like it's a pretty good strategy, but over time, it begins to feel very hollow. And in the privacy of their own minds, they know that talk is cheap. And you guys, what I know happens with that is that, it's always a good plan. And you hear and you have been trained over and over again that, this month, it's summer, the kids are out of school. In November, I got to buy a turkey, as Sheila Green says. Cracks me up whenever I hear her story of how many times she got asked to take a look at this business and she would have to tell people no because it was November and she needed to buy a turkey. Like we have to have the whole month to do Thanksgiving. You guys, we don't. Life is going to be happening and does happen every single day. You have to adapt the motto if you want to be an entrepreneur that is building their business to procrastinate later. Turn the corner on commitment, turn the corner on activity, and don't just be in this business living with I have everything I need to live life like I want, but not be doing it. Because you're not going to get what you want if you live in that mindset and in that state of activity. You guys, most importantly, and what breaks my heart about this is that your self-worth goes in the toilet. You start to, you better than anybody else. You know what you need to be doing. You know what you are, it breaks my heart for you guys. You know what you're supposed to be doing. And when you don't do it, it only takes a part of you further down that you have to build and work so hard to get back up. And it's just easier if you just get up and put your shoes on and get in the game of life. It is game time, you guys. Life is happening, and it is happening right now with everything else that's going on around you. But until you start taking the attitude to procrastinate later on the future that you want, you are going to be letting yourself be beaten down because you know you can, you can, but you're not. And that, you guys, is what is going to be your biggest obstacle, not just today, but every single day of your life. So don't do that to yourselves. Don't let your self-worth be beaten down by yourself. So he says we get about 8 chits in life to play which is about a 10-year span for us. And he says we spend 2 chits just getting ready for the productive years in our lives. From 0 to 20, we're just spending those chits just learning the basic skills of survival in life and preparing to run our life. If you're in your 20s and beyond, which most people on this call are going to be, now you're into the time where you better be investing those chits well, or you are not going to, you're going to waste the time that you could be having to predict your life. And he says, so how many chits do you have left to invest? Focus on those that you have left, not on the ones that you've used. Don't beat yourself up. This is not a, oh my gosh, I should have done this. This is, let's take control and start today turning the corner, procrastinating later, and taking activity in the game of your life. He says, how do you want to invest those that remain? He says, clarify your dreams, which I hope that's what this book has helped you do. Set some goals and take the next steps necessary to achieve your goals and dreams today. I don't care that it's Saturday. I don't care that it's a weekend. I don't care what's going on in your life. And you guys know me. You know I care. I care more than most care. I probably care sometimes more than you care about your life. But let me tell you, we can't care about any of those things. It's thinking with the normal mindset. And if you think with the normal mindset, you're going to continue to live the normal life. And you're not here in this business, in this industry, on this book club. And furthermore, you're not put here on the face of this earth to live normal. That was not what's planned for your life. So we can't care, and we can't think like an employee mindset that is sitting there going, it's Saturday. You know, I want to go to the pool with my kids. Fine, go to the pool with your kids, but do your hour power that Anik Dean challenged us to do on our Zoom on Wednesday before you go. So that when you go to the pool with your kids, you go, you know what? I'm going to go enjoy this day to the fullest because I have worked my business. As soon as I get off this call, you guys, I've got work to do for my business, and I'm going to do it before I go do the fun things I have planned for my business, for my life today. But then when I go do it, I'm going to enjoy those things so much because I've done what I know I needed to do. I did not procrastinate. I put procrastination later. So that is where I am. I want you to turn the corner, do it today. Your dreams, just like your life, are simultaneously, he says, your privilege. You get to do whatever you want to do and how you want to do your life, but it's also your responsibility. And you guys, take the responsibility that Eric Worre also gave us in those videos that I shared with you guys a few weeks ago, and feel the personal obligation and responsibility to give this message to your world. Let your world know what their life has the ability to do. So he says, inertia, winning the daily battle. That's what we're doing right now. Some of you may have had to have and beat the inertia of just getting on this call. Celebrate you. You did it. You procrastinated later. You didn't say, oh, I'm just going to listen to the recording later. You got on here live. You are winning the battle of inertia. So he says, inertia is an object at rest, tends to remain at rest. People that have quit getting on this call are not on this call. You know why? Because they quit getting on it. They quit. Don't quit. You know, I'm giving you a week off next week. That kind of scares me because I don't want your mindset to think, oh, now I don't have to do book club on Saturday. I want you guys, do me a favor. Next Saturday in this time, get this book and read it. Get prepared. If you're not at the retreat getting poured into and working to grow you like we do every Saturday morning, but you're doing it in person next week, do this for yourself so that you are not procrastinating. You are still staying in the game of life because you know it's game time for your life. He says, while you pursue a dream, your business will, and grow your business, inertia will tempt you. You guys, temptation is real. It is real. And so it will tempt you to remain at rest. He says it weaves a spell that makes inactivity and procrastination seem like the most plausible and rational course of action. But he says it's only for a moment that it really is and feels good. He says certainly what is important today can be acted upon tomorrow without serious impact of one's future in life. So ignoring what needs to be done, countless people, he says, succumb to the comfort of what is immediately attractive. And over time, the daily habitual capitulation to comfort and inertia will cause their dreams and their lives to slip away one decision, one moment, one day at a time. You guys, you're developing habits. We all are, good or bad. We're developing habits. So are you developing a habit to procrastinate later? Or are you developing a habit to say, oh, today, if I don't do that hour power that, they told us and taught us and spent time teaching us, it's not going to matter today. It does matter, you guys. And it matters mostly because of what it's doing to your self-worth. That's what it matters most to, in my eyes and in my opinion. He says he had a consultant on his team one time that was amazing, most capable person he knew, and he wanted to help her. He said, but had not been actively involved in anything that they had been doing as a business for weeks. And he says that he called her and he said, he just wanted to check on her and see how she was doing. And he said, she simply said, Tom, I did not quit. I just stopped. He goes, bang, inertia had claimed another victim. Her dream was intact. Her confidence was high. Her beliefs in the power of network marketing were strong, but inertia, working like a drug that leaves the mind intact while paralyzing the body, had claimed another victim. She was rendered immobile, and it happened with such insidious subtlety that she never knew what hit her. Have you guys had inertia claim you? Is your dream intact, your belief in this business, in this industry strong, but yet your body is like paralyzed and you're watching your life go all around you, but you can't move in the direction of growing this business to create the future for your life that you can. But you guys, you can. Anybody can choose to act. You can choose. It is a choice, and you will love how you feel about you when you do. The more you experience, he says, learning to overcome the initial allure of inertia and inactivity will allow you to enjoy the satisfaction of achievement and success. Choose this, you guys. The more you experience this satisfaction, the easier it becomes to win the battle of inertia. You know why? You're developing that habit. You're developing the good habit of procrastinating later, and it feels good because even if you don't have success in your activity and you don't get tons of appointments on your calendar, you know what you did? You beat inertia. You didn't procrastinate. You did your best. And that is all you have to do in this business, because success is deceptively more simple than you think. You keep doing your best every single day, and you will it will almost sneak up on you. You will grow an incredible business that will blow your mind. And you're just doing this, like he says, we're just doing, when successful people earlier in these chapters, he says, successful people go, I don't know what you're so excited about because I just did every day what I was supposed to do. And it doesn't seem like any big deal to them because they just took those small incremental steps to doing the right thing. You keep doing those small incremental steps. You beat that initial allure of inertia, dragging you in and trying to drug you and paralyze you to your life. And you will someday wake up and realize, oh my gosh, people are asking me what I've done to get this successful. And you realize success deceived you. You didn't even know it was happening because all you were doing was putting the next right thing, the next foot forward in your business and in your life. That's what will happen, you guys, when you beat inertia. He says he loves going to the gym. Success and energy do not begin working for you until you win the battle of overcoming initial inertia. Simply getting started is how we do it. And he says it's not, he says he loves working out, cross-training, running, and stuff. He says pushing himself beyond his limits in the weight room. He says he doesn't really love the idea of getting up and doing all of that when he's thinking about it. But the hardest part of working out, he says, is tying his shoes. Getting started is a daily battle. You guys, I usually hop up out of bed, and I know I'm just running on a little tired, and I needed to have an extra source of energy this morning, more so than most mornings. But you guys, that's what the hardest part is, getting those shoes tied. Every day feels like that to people. It's not just you. Every day feels like that. But those who win the battle of getting up and doing what you need to do to get that energy that you need to procrastinate later, win the battle today, you will be absolutely delighted, he says, that you made the right decision and you won the battle again. Every time you do this, you're winning a battle, and eventually you win the war. You're winning battles. Accept the reality that dealing with inertia, he says, is a daily part and a fact of life. It will never, ever go away. I mean, I'm a 4-wide MVP, and I still fight the daily battle of inertia for my business and other important areas of my life. Sometimes I get tired of working on my marriage. Sometimes I get tired of having to be an actively involved parent or sister or aunt or daughter. I get tired, you guys, but it's not, if you get tired and you give into it, you're going to get less out of it. And that every time you win the battle, you're winning and living something that most people sacrifice simply because they don't feel like doing it. Don't let the best parts of your life and the gifts and the blessings of your life be robbed from you because inertia sneaks up on you. Get actively involved and engaged in all of the priorities that you have for your life. He says part-time does not equal partial quality. You guys, we work this business on a part-time status, but we cannot give it our part-time effort. And that's the thing that I see, is that it's so gets to be woven into the parts of our life, and it gets to be, built in the nooks and crannies, truly. But you guys, the problem is that because we can do that, sometimes we start thinking that we can set it down first before we set anything else down that looks like a priority. And I love how Lindsay, my daughter, knows. This week I don't even know what we were talking about, but she was saying how when people work their business, sometimes they go, it's just taking so much time for my family. And she said, what they don't realize is that they're doing this for their family. They're making their family a priority by making this business a priority. We struggle coming to the retreats that we have and going to GTC and investing money into this opportunity that you're working to grow and get better at. And what happens is your head is telling you lies, and inertia is trying to tempt you. And instead, you have to look at it and go, I am doing this for my family and for my future that I'm creating. I'm not taking more away. By choosing to not do anything that this business and your leaders teach you need to do to grow and stay strong and grow stronger as an entrepreneur in this business, anytime you say no to those things and events or activities, you're letting inertia win and beat you down. So he says, and this is one of my big beefs, you guys, beefs, pet peeves, passions, I don't care what you want to call it. But he says, don't let the luxury of being your own boss and setting your own goals, your work schedule, become a license to do sloppy work or diminish quality. He says, network marketing is simple. It doesn't mean easy. And he says, nor does simple mean lesser commitment to excellence. Do it to the best of your current ability. And he says, work your business with enthusiasm that is matched with excellence. It's an attractive combination. And people, you guys, he says that reflects well on you, reflects well on your business, reflects well on our industry as a whole, reflects well on Arbonne. You guys, listen to this. This is huge. 206. Go back and read this. Like, do it to the best of your current ability. He's not saying we all have to be perfect, that we're not going to make mistakes. But what he's saying is do it with enthusiasm and match it with excellence to the best of your ability. Because when we do, that's an attractive combination. You give network marketing and Arbonne the most amazing reputation when people look at you and go, gosh, you know, I've known other people in these kind of businesses and that try to do other businesses, and they start, they stop, or they say they're doing it. They post it everywhere, but I don't see them living it. Maybe I don't see them transforming their health with these products that they're doing. They're not living their product. They're not transforming their life, their attitude, their how they treat people. Let it reflect well off of you what this industry is doing in and through you. Do it with excellence. I'm proud of my industry. I am proud to say I'm a part of network marketing. I'm prouder to say I'm a part of Arbonne, and now even more proud to say I'm a part of Groupe Rocher. I'm proud of that. It kind of annoys me when people treat this with less respect and give it a bad reputation because of how they don't care for it or treat it. Don't let that be anything. Let it be people look at you and go, wow, you're different. That people goes, I was doing a coaching call and somebody asked me, what does it mean when Eric Worre says, you attract success? That's what it means, you guys. Enthusiasm, passion, and excellence is what will attract success to you. People will come to you even though they've been offered other opportunities with other companies because they see something different in you. That's the kind of reflection I want people. It honestly is what Arbonne has. Now, whether or not your people are seeing that is what you need to decide. And are you giving it a good reputation? Because I'm proud of it, and I don't want it to be scarred or marred in any way, shape, or form. Do it well. Do it well. And I mean, do everything well in life. Don't do your life well, do your marriage well, do your health well. Like, in my opinion, everything I do unto the Lord. And I mean, my family, when they were growing up in my home, they knew we reflect the image of Jesus Christ. That's our goal. We mess up every day and we get grace, thank goodness, and mercy every single day. But our goal was to reflect him well in our family. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And they knew it. So you guys, for me and my house, we will reflect and respect and do Arbonne in this industry well. That's what comes from this lineage, and that's the culture that we want to have and the legacy we want to build and lead. That's the name of our retreat, you guys, is legacy leadership. It's what we have been handed down from our leaders that have gone before us. There's no classier, nicer, better people that have done life and this business well than the leadership in your organization. If you don't know them, you want to get to those leadership levels so that you can get to spend time with them, because that is who they are, and it's who we are still working to be and develop people on our journey. So reflect well, you guys. Give our industry a great name. Let people think of it as excellence. And he says, then he goes into life happens. But he says there's bumper stickers that say, those 4 little letter words that happens. And he says, but don't take it personally. Just like we were saying, life happens, you guys. And I'm not minimizing your heart. And like I said, I probably care more than most people care themselves about what's going on in your life, which is why I work so hard to empower and equip and inspire you to take control of that so that you can do something about it, because you can. But he says, in these moments, don't interpret what's happening as something that is being uniquely visited upon you. Be careful not to take normal frustrations of growing your business personally. He says, we're susceptible to these erroneous conclusions that when times get tough, that, it's a reason that we shouldn't be doing this business, or that people don't understand the fatigue, the frustration, the fear that are occasional but normal experiences of every entrepreneur in pursuit of a dream. You guys, anything worth having is going to be hard, and life isn't going to stop. In fact, life is going to throw you more curves because you get more focused. You don't notice the curves that life is throwing at you You're getting curves thrown at you all the time. You don't notice it because you're not focused on it. You're letting life happen. You're in the business today of taking control of your life. You're creating your future. Now, when things happen, you get annoyed by them, but that's good. You know why? You're realizing it's happening. You're realizing there are things and forces and people and dream stealers out there that are trying to steal your dream, that you now are so aware of and focused on that it can get frustrating whenever life happens. But take the right perspective with it. Be grateful that you now are aware that shit happens. That's what happens. But it happens every day. But I love that you're more aware of it and annoyed by it, because now you can actively work against it. You can stand up and fight it. You can fight the inertia trying to sneak up on you, because you realize it's there more than ever, because you are now more focused on what it is that you want for your life. He says, remember what's normal. The next time you're frustrated with some aspect of your business, remind yourself that you're not alone. Difficult moments are a normal part of life in any significant endeavor, and they are most certainly a normal part of growing any business. You will either get through them or done in by them. Tough times have to be endured if triumph is going to be enjoyed. Remember, there is a reason that as an entrepreneur, you're worth every dollar that comes to you in the end. You will be paid not just for your time or your talent. More importantly, you will be paid for daring to dream, for raw courage, and for unyielding faith. The sum total of these rare qualities is what qualifies you to receive extraordinary returns in revenue and personal satisfaction in the end. Pick a horse and ride it, he says. You guys, there's so many options out there, and everybody tries to make something else that they're doing look easier, better, give you quicker, faster rewards, long-term rewards. There's so many companies that you can pick from. There's so many things. I mean, you live in the land of the free. We just celebrated 4th of July. You are given free will to pick and choose. But he says, pick a horse and ride it. And you guys, this is something that, and why we teach so much on picking your priorities, because what happens is people get too scattered. You take on too much, and you start thinking you can be the yes. You've got to learn how to say no if it's not improving your priorities and taking care of your priorities. Because if you're not there taking care of the 5 priorities, the 4 or 5 priorities that we teach you in this industry, in this business, then they're not being cared for. And if Arbonne is one of your priorities, but you're saying yes to all of the other things out there, maybe other companies, maybe other adventures, endeavors, by saying yes to those, you're saying no to Arbonne. Now remember, people go, well, that's okay. I'm still doing this so I can take care of my family. You're saying no to Arbonne, which Arbonne is ultimately going to be able to take care of your family better than anything else if you focused on it and you reflected it well. With the enthusiasm and that reflection that you gave, you would attract more success to this business, because people knew you were enthusiastic and focused with it, and that they would automatically want to be more with you than anyone else, because they know that you can take them where they want to go. So you guys, pick a horse, ride it. He says, give it enough time, passion, or energy, and don't disperse it in multiple directions. So he says, other people will pray, they see you go for something and they'll go, oh, well, I have a company, I have a great network marketing company. But he said, what I asked is for you guys, write down the truths about Arbonne that make our opportunity superior. Do what Dr. Barrett said when he visited us, 15 truths about Arbonne. Do those truths trump what else is going on out there for your life? And if they do, don't even give something else another look or another thought, because this is what's true with Arbonne. So he says, so while growing your business, stay rooted in reality. He says, to do a little and reap much. He says, it's an invitation to this industry, along with the company that you've selected as an arena in which you can chase your dreams. He says it's an invitation to dream, grow a big business, mature as a person, lead a team, touch the lives of others, and work harder than you've ever worked. The byproduct over time can be residual income that gives you financial freedom that most others cannot imagine, let alone experience. He says if you're not currently involved in a company, he says, trust your company's leadership like you do the product, service, and the compensation potential. And he says, then stay put. He said, if you're currently involved in a company that you can trust the company's leadership, you like the products, the services, you like the compensation potential, you have a passion for what they're doing, stay put. He says, stay put, ride this horse for all it's worth, get comfortable in that saddle and keep going. Focus on the destination and continue plodding ahead. And then he says, don't let anyone steal your dream. Protecting your dream is your responsibility. Be careful not to let others damage or steal it. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop dreaming. You can have what you are willing to work for, you guys. And don't let the inability of what others see and what is immediately in front of them cause you to doubt the reality of your own vision. You have better vision, further vision than other people in your life. Don't let people that have poor vision rob you or make you doubt the vision that you have for your life. Be thankful for your vision, grateful for a dream, and unshakable in your determination to make what you see in your mind's eye real in your experience. Lastly, remember that you're stronger than you know. You can do this, you guys. You can do it. And he talks about Susan Butcher, who was a world-class musher, who was in the lead and had broken like 9 world records. And in the last moments of a race, she was about to give in and give up and just accept that second place was good enough. And he said that, she had this brief comfort of conceding the first place and yielding to her fatigue, that it would have been so much easier just to let the other person win. But he says, then briefly and amazingly, her mind cleared. It's what I hope you do when you get this picking at your brain and your head and your vision and your dream. And you get this pick, nick from all your life that's happening out there and the people that are in it. He says, but then briefly, amazingly, her mind cleared and she remembered what she truly wanted was victory. What she truly wanted were those dreams that she had for her life, just like you and the dreams you have for your life. And he says that she recalled the words of an old Alaskan sage who told her, there are so many hard things in life, but there's only one sad thing, quitting. Heroically, she began to manage her thoughts and emotions rather than letting them manage her. Suddenly, she dug deeper into her inner strength, and she dug deeper in her inner strength than she had ever done before. And she told herself, I did not spend nearly 2 years racing in 40-degree below weather and only 2 hours of sleep per night to come into second place. I did not travel over thousands of miles via long sled this year to prepare for this race in order to come second place. I did not breed and race. You guys, you did not stand up to your naysayers. You did not face your fears of telling your world that you're no longer accepting life on their terms, that you're taking it on your terms. You did not do that to quit and to turn around and tell them, oh yeah, you did. You did it because you were determined and excited and believed and were enthusiastic that you could do it, and you still can. When you take control of your mind and your emotions and you do what you have the ability to do, which is enthusiastically live your best life through these products, growing yourself and attracting successful people that want to do the same thing for their life to you because they know you're somebody who can help them do it too because they see it reflecting in your life. That's what you're here to do, and it's what you can do. Do not give up on your dreams. In fact, dream bigger because you now know you can. He says, she said she dreamed and trained and worked to be a winner. And so are you guys. It's what you're doing right now. And with the will to win and unflinching, she got off the sled and she ran the last 40 miles of that race. And in the process, she recaptured the lead and won the race. Now it's your turn. It's game time, you guys. And as a coach, I have one last thing to say to you. Dare to dream and work to win. And as Dr. Barrett shared at a retreat that he gave us,
years ago when he came to Oklahoma. He says, "You have been cleared for takeoff. You are free to fly in the direction of your dreams. Go. It's game time." So I love this book. I love what it gave me years ago when I started my business and my journey. And I pray that it has spoken into your hearts the way that it did mine, and that it will make you latch on so tight to those dreams that it inspires you to work to win the battle of inertia every day in your life, and do your power hour and get this momentum building in your business that no one can stop, that will take even you by surprise when you see success creep up on you. I love you guys, and I will be working hard to pour into your leaders next week, and I will be back with you to work and grow us even stronger the following week.